Good day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from all around the world. On the final legs. Of course, we got the lighting done in our last video. And we talked about adding a gaff to hold up the jolly boat and longboat and bring them off to the side of the ship. So I made a little drawing, and then from that drawing we created a lifting gaff that we can we'll tie the butt of this gaff on to the mast up in there somewhere, and then we'll have a couple lifting ropes that will go from this hook down to the boat, and then this big black rope on the top will tie off on the top of the mast. So we have achieved our design goal of adding something to the ship that's not in the plans. Or there's a lifting thing in the plans, but it's different than the one we did here. So you can see the general idea. This will be the rope to raise and lower the hook that's hooked onto the straps for the boat. And we just got to install that. Then something else we want to do is add a couple more little things in here. Anybody got any good ideas or things that we can do, give me a comment. But we're on the last of the details. Of course, we want to build a better stand. And then the intimidating display case. I don't know if I'm going to do that right away or not. I'll probably put that off so I can get started on the Sorial Royale. And something new for the tool lineup, building the ships. A little sanding table or sanding belt. Found this on Amazon for $52, and it comes with 20 sanding belts, some tools to adjust the tension, and a power supply that is variable. You have an output of 12, 15, 16, or 18, 19 volts. So when you plug this into the 120 volt outlet, there's a switch here, and one position goes forward and the other position goes reverse. And then if you change the voltage on this controller, you can speed it up. And then the other side of the button goes reverse. Now Now it's going up instead of down. So this will add a little bit of functionality and ease to the production of boards and planking and sanding and so forth. We use these tools drilling and cutting, but all my heavy grinding and sanding was done on this, and it's a little bit too aggressive for most applications, and this one will be a lot better. A lot better for the small work. I don't see, it didn't come with any paperwork. I guess that's a motor data, model number and voltage, 12 volt DC, but there's no nameplate. This is just a little cover for them conductors on the end there. So, based on my hand, you can find this on Amazon. Sanding table, belt sanding table, different ways you can search it. There's an LED indicator for the speed. I'd have to go look at the box and see if there's a brand name on this thing. I bet you it's made in China, I'm sure. But for $52 and all these extra belts, you can't go wrong. Perfect little sander for cleaning up the edges of your boards where you just cut them. So a new tool for the shop here. Got to put the flag on. I got the prints all folded up and put away, and I'm just thinking of things I can do to make it a little better. But the HMS Bounty wooden model ship. Milestone this week is 1,500 subscribers as of yesterday. Thank you very much for all the people that view my videos. Roger Ramjet Man says, woohoo! Yes, it's a great accomplishment. 1,500 subscribers. Just watching me build this. I think I've had my channel for 2 or 3 years now. As it took a year to build the HMS Bounty, and it took a year to build the San Juan. And it's probably going to take more than a year to build that Sorio Royale. So that's what we're looking at next year, 2022. So here's another little project me and my wife worked on. She did all the painting and touching up. I put some of these feet on the bottom of this. This chessboard has been in the family for ever since I was a little kid, and it was broken and needed a lot of loving care. So we Glued it with some of that Loctite to a piece of tile on the underside after we repaired the board. And then my wife painstakingly cleaned all these pieces. They're made out of resin, I think, Inca style. But she cleaned each one of them, and then she painted them with oil base, black and white. You can see they're pretty crude chess pieces, but the cleaning and the painting made a 100% difference. So my grandson's birthday is coming up this month, and we're going to give him this board with the pieces. We just did the gluing and the painting, so we got it out here in the sun to cure for a couple days before we hand it off to the next generation. And then of course we put all the netting up. We're back to warmer temperatures now. And there's all the netting, a big old bag of it. We had everything covered up. All the roses, all the stuff outside the greenhouse. The greenhouse was zipped up. Some stuff in the front yard. The poinsettias is back here. Everything was covered up, and I think even though we had a hard freeze for a couple nights, we did not lose any plants. You can see there's a little bit of freeze damage on some of them, the tips here, but overall the plant is surviving. A lot of stuff we crammed in here. This was probably a 40-degree difference during the day. Once it warmed up in the sunshine, it would be 70 in here and 40 degrees outside. So this made a lot of difference. None of the plants in here took any freeze damage. So just now putting them all back out, letting the sun warm them up. Okay, we've taken our plan and put it into real life. So there's the gaff we added with the double blocks and a hook. We added some ears on there so we could tie. There was already one in the front. So now they can lift the jolly boat and set it over the side and lower it down. Thanks for watching. Wooden model ship.